Well, hi there. We're going to make flourless chocolate cookies today. And hi, Brenda here. Sorry, can't get in. I've got too much taken up on the counter for counter space here. But I'm going to read you the directions and then we're going to mix it together and I'm going to bake it off. Okay, so it says rich, chewy, fudgy, flourless chocolate cookies. This is an easy peasy recipe with no butter and no oils. It's a coarse cookies. The prep time is about 5 minutes. The cook time is about 12 minutes. And the total time is about 17 minutes. The serving should be about 12 cookies. But what I say about that is it all depends when you're spooning the batter onto your tray, depends on the size of cookie you end up with. This is easy peasy recipe, just the kind I like. I was told about this recipe and was real hesitant to try because it was flourless, but I also have a peanut butter one that I have here listed on the channel. So I said, why not? I'll try the chocolate chip. So here we go. These are the ingredients. 1½ cups of powdered sugar, 1 1/3 cups of unsweetened cocoa powder, a pinch of salt, 1 or 2 egg whites at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay, when I work with chocolate chips, some people like a lot of chocolate chips in their cookies and some don't. So I wait till the batter is pretty much all done and I pour my chips in, and I can usually tell by sight if I want to add more or less. Okay, so let's get on to the instructions here. We're going to preheat the oven to 355, which I've done that already, and we're going to line a baking sheet with parchment paper. And I have done that already. Whoa, the spatula wants to slide. Here it is. Then in a large bowl, we're going to whisk together ice and sugar, which is right here, unsweetened cocoa powder right there. A pinch of salt is in here. I have to tell you something. I use pink Himalayan salt. And we were at a cooking store one day and Mr. Ray came up to me and said, "Hey Brenda, I found something for you." And I said, "What's that?" He found these little measuring spoons. They are the cutest thing. They're made of stainless steel. And this one here, it says a smidge. If you got to use a smidge. Here is a dash. And here is a pinch. And a pinch is what we're using today. So Ray was pretty proud of himself that he found these for me. So I just thought I would share that with you. Okay, so next we have 1 or 2 egg whites at room temperature, which is here. And I put 2 egg whites in. I've just got that feeling it's going to need 2. I'm using 2. And then it calls for 1/2 cup of chocolate chips right here. But I have a backup. I have more chips right here if needed. And like I said, if needed. So here we go. This is what it says. We already lined the parchment paper. We already told the ingredients. And then when that's all done, you're going to scoop the batter onto a prepared baking sheet and leave enough space in between the cookies so they'll spread a bit. Then you're going to bake that for 12 to 14 minutes until the tops are glossy and then begin to crack. Let the cookies cool completely before removing from the baking sheet with a spatula. Store the flourless chocolate cookies in an airtight container at room temperature. Okay, so let's get started and see what we're going to come up with. Like I've said before in my videos, I don't edit too much. If I drop flour, oh well. If there's a mistake, oh well. We all make mistakes. So here we go. Okay, we're going to start with 1.5 cups of confectionery sugar. Then we're going to go for that little pinch of salt. And I use pink Himalayan salt. It's going in there. Then, let's see here. We're going to put the cocoa powder. And there it is right there. And there's the cocoa powder. And before we put anything wet in, I always, no matter what I do, I like to give a little, just a little stir around, just to kind of mix things up a little before the wet ingredients goes in. But that's me. So I thought I would share that. And also, like I usually say in my videos, people ask why I use these little stickies. It helps me remember if I put things in, or if somebody comes to the door, or a lot of times my animals will interrupt me. So that's why I use them. Okay, we're back to the next step. We're going to add the vanilla extract, which is right here, and that's 1 teaspoon. And there you have it. And then it says we are going to add the egg whites. And there you have it. And I put 2 in because that's what I wanted to use. So we will do that. We're putting 2 in. There. There you have it right there. And then it says you're supposed to whisk this all together. And then once the batter is moist, then you want to add the chocolate chips. So you just move these out of the way, just in case there's a little accident here. So well, there goes some flour flying. I don't normally like to use plastic, but I wanted you to be able to see what I was doing. And this was a good way for you to be able to see what I was doing here. Okay. Should have probably used a little bowl, but it's coming. We'll see what happens. I have many different whisks in size and small, medium, large. I'll show you my favorite one, and that's what I'm going to go to right now. I call it my go-to whisk because it will get corners. Let me just get this little bit off here. Okay. Whoops, I'm sorry. I hit that with my foot. Okay, this is my favorite one. It's called a flat whisk. I really like it a lot. Okay, let's get right into this here. Whoops, we got a little more flying. Too much muscle power, I guess, this morning. It's all right. I have another egg warmed up just in case it's not enough. To me, it looks very dry. Hey, but we'll see what happens. We got everything in there. Thank goodness this is a clean piece of paper. We don't want to waste anything there. It's coming. When they said it was going to be a coarse cookie, I can believe that. 2 large egg whites in there. See, I really, for some reason, I didn't think one was going to work. And to be honest with you, I almost think 3. And guess what? I think it depends on your eggs. So I like to always crack my eggs in a container because you never know. There might be something in the egg you don't want there. Looks good. Get the egg white here. Because if we had a really large, 2 really large eggs, I wouldn't be adding this extra little bit. But these eggs are supposed to be large, but they're small. Our new chickens are just, and I'm going to put this egg white right in. Our new chickens are just now laying. So I don't have enough yet to do baking with them. Okay, I believe this is going to be much better. Looks better to me already. I can see a difference. I don't know how they say you're going to get 12 cookies. Serves 12. But hey, if it says it serves 12, see what happens. Must be awful. Whoops, I'm sorry. My shoulder here. Must be awful small cookies. That's all I can say. I'm going to pick this up and hold it a little when I do it. I have it close to me. And I want y'all to be able to see. There. Now that we got it all in, it's supposed to be a thick, moist batter. Well, I would say that's pretty darn moist. And this would be about the consistency, I would say, of a cake batter. So let's take chocolate chips. Now, we're going to start with a half a cup. Not quite sure about that. So I'm going to put some in. Probably about a fourth. Not sure yet. Let me just see what this is going to come up with here. It's definitely going to be chocolate tasting. I can see that. There's quite a few chips in there, and we're a pretty good chip person, but what the heck. We'll make it taste really good today. Half a cup of chips, folks, right there. There you have it. So I would say that's stirred in pretty darn good right there. So now let me get a cookie tray. Sorry, I was in thought there for a second. Just thinking. I do that a lot when I'm baking. And I bake quite often, so that means I must think quite often, right? I'm thinking, it's supposed to make 12 cookies. So let me see what I can come up with for 12 cookies. There. There's one thing about me that you folks might notice. I don't like a mess at all. Okay, here we go. Nice and moist. Got the chocolate chips in there. So what do you think? What's your opinion? Pretty darn good looking moist batter to me. So I'm going to start here. There's one. I'm going to build 4 on a side and see what happens. I like to use a ice cream scoop, but in this instance, I don't think it's a good idea. And 4. And I can see why they say leave room for spreading, because you can see they do spread out. Okay, start up here again. We'll see what we're going to come up with. Ooh, they might run into each other, but I'm sure they'll be good no matter which way they come out. This is a brand new recipe. You're seeing it firsthand just like I am. No trial run in this house. We just do it. Whoops, you can see these two already ran. Whoops, this one's going to run too. Oh, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I know I'm not going to get 12. I don't believe. Trying awful hard. Maybe I just made them too big. I don't know. But this may be a flop and maybe it won't. We'll just have to wait and see. I just tried the batter. Batter's pretty darn good. Let me see what I can come up with. This might be a little itty bitty one. I guess if you wanted to make the cookies a lot smaller than what I did, you could get 12 out of it. But I don't know. Guess the main thing is seeing how they come out. Well, there you have it. Presentation wise, I don't say they look so good. So hopefully we'll see what they look like when they go in the oven and come out. So we'll see you back here real soon. Don't go too far. Well, folks, here you have it. I think it was 14 minutes in the oven. You got the crackling on top here, and you got the shininess. They did run together like I thought they would. They did puff up a little bit. I think they're going to be a thin cookie. I think this recipe would be okay, and don't make the cookies so big. I guess because I like everything big. But stay tuned for the next clip. I'm going to get them out of the pan and we'll see what we got. Okay, folks, there you have it. Would I make these again? Maybe. They are chewy, and if you can't have flour, they would be excellent. They have a great flavor, and definitely it's got a good chocolate flavor, so if you like that. But hey, give it a try. See how it comes out. It's not too bad. I have 2 more over here still sitting, but I had no room here to put them. Okay, folks, like and subscribe and pass this on to your friends. Have a great day. God bless. Happy baking.